Greetings to all of you, my fellow global citizens. My name is Jessica Buchleitner, and I'm the architect of CEDAW for Companies. I'm here today to answer all of your questions about CEDAW for Companies, what CEDAW is, how it works, and how it can work with your company, innovation, or startup. CEDAW is the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. At the very basis, CEDAW is a human rights treaty, and it is a global treaty that has been adopted by 189 member states of the United Nations. It is divided into 6 parts with 30 different articles that address everything from participation in the economy to healthcare to women's access to career and financial services as well. In 2015, the landmark adoption of the Sustainable Development Goals revealed a global consensus on achieving gender equality. SDG 5 builds upon CEDAW, providing a mainstream approach. CEDAW for Companies is a framework created to help private sector and other organizations integrate CEDAW policy into their programs, governance, products, and offerings. We build custom gender equality solutions for different size companies and organizations in the private sector. We are in an era where gender equality is profit for purpose. When you integrate CEDAW, you associate with powerful organizations. You build credibility for your organization. You establish accountability for your efforts, and you also participate in the global push for social responsibility. CEDAW for Companies was inspired by a nationwide campaign in the United States called Cities for CEDAW. The idea behind that was to get municipalities around the United States to adopt a local CEDAW ordinance. Private sector drives whole economies. Why not have a way for the private sector to participate in this international human rights treaty? To implement CEDAW in your company or startup, we have to first keep in mind one thing. The private sector is definitely not created equal. It's competitive. There are startups, there are smaller companies, there are mid-stage companies, there are established global multinationals, all of which want to participate in implementing CEDAW. So how do you create solutions from this one global policy for those types of organizations? Well, it's simple. The solutions are all customized based on the goals that your organization has, existing diversity and inclusion programs, and overall interest in reporting on sustainable development, specifically Provision 5, gender equality. We would follow a basic framework of about 4 to 5 steps, depending on what your organization needs, what goals you have in mind, and what your vision is for contributing to the overall gender equality situation worldwide. It depends on what your existing budgets are for diversity and inclusion or similar measures, and we can work any CEDAW-related programming into that. We would establish a CEDAW committee, just like the United Nations has, within your organization. One of my recommendations is generally to include a general counsel or some member of your legal team to ensure that the policies that you want to implement are applicable to any state laws, federal laws, or local laws that your company or organization is bound by. CEDAW has 30 provisions, and not all of them may be relevant to your company, and that is okay. What we're trying to do is take the pieces of it that are relevant to not only your employees, but your customers, external stakeholders, internal stakeholders, executive team members, whatever it is that you have and whatever structure you have, and the stakeholder groups that affects. We want to take the provisions out of CEDAW that relate to them and implement those in a constructive way. CEDAW for companies will help us get there faster.